interdisciplinary working, tolerance for other people's perspectives, an appreciation that it's okay to be challenged, and it's okay to be challenged quite aggressively in academia, which I'm still getting used to,
A PhD is a research project. You are proposing a question and engaging in thought-out methods in order to answer that question that you've posed. And that is a very different way of working if you're an arts practitioner like I am. And in some respects, it's also very different to doing a creative or theoretical master's degree as well.
Don't think that you're not clever enough to do one, or that you're not academic enough, because that's not necessarily the case. And I think a lot of people might rule themselves out just by thinking, oh no, that's not for me.
It's particularly for someone like me who's left school with absolutely nothing to, if I get to the end of it, which I'm sure I will, to achieve that is, you can be quite proud of yourself, and it just opens up many doors as well.
So I haven't met anybody who started or who perhaps finished their first degree saying, I am going to do a PhD.
I never had this grand plan to do a PhD. It really was born out of a passion for my topic, and thinking through this work I could perhaps make a difference to nursing students and other health and social care students, actually.
The best thing about being a PhD student is that I get to research into topics that I find really cool and interesting. And I get to spend my time making really weird collages, talking to ethicists about animal-human hybrids, and researching about genetic engineering. And I can properly geek out on those topics, and it's very, very indulgent.
I like that you can manage your own time. You're not on a schedule set by the uni, so you don't have to go in at certain times. So if I'm feeling like I'm having a bad day, or my head's just not in the right space, and I can't, because you do have to have that sort of mental capacity sort of to think, right, I really have to sit down now and I have to do this. But we all have them days where you just can't get your brain to work. And I like that because I'm on my own schedule, I can say, right, I won't do that today, but I'll make up for it on Saturday or Sunday or whatever day you want.
I liked psychology, I liked understanding human behaviour, and I liked sport. And so I thought, well, can I merge the two together? Can I do sports psychology?
And so I think one of the initial challenges is always that you're always sort of on the borderline between what you know and what you don't quite know yet. You're always trying to push yourself to the limits.
Suddenly thinking about yourself as an academic in the way that you have to undertake a PhD gives you that level of confidence to then start submitting for various other types of opportunities. So since starting my PhD, I have had 3 essays published in journals and have had 2 book chapters published as well.
It was very eye-opening for me. And I found that academic writing really, it's strange, it really calms me down. Whereas I'm sure for other people it makes them terribly, whereas it's the opposite for me, it just calms me right down. So maybe that's a good thing, a bad thing, I don't know.
Voyage of discovery, it was that learning experience, it was gaining insights, meeting new people, listening to them, hearing what they had to say, hearing their voices, hearing their pain and their passion, their joys, hearing the struggle of their daily lives, being intimate with them and hearing their narratives. That was an edifying experience, and I quite enjoyed that very much.
The creative process was the best thing of all for me about doing a PhD.
You don't want to quit because now you've become an intellectual athlete, and you enjoy the struggle, you enjoy getting up in the morning,
and it sort of prepares you and this is something that a lot of people have said to me, it's sort of, you feel like you're prepared for almost anything.
But I knew when I went for the interview, I knew when I sat down that actually it wasn't just what it had given me on my application form, it was an ability to talk and to understand and to have confidence in myself that I did not have before I did the PhD.
Just enjoy it, because you're never going to get to do this again. So when you get to the end, obviously you're going to either lecture, you're going to go into a graduate job, or you're never going to have 3 years to just do what you want. So I would just enjoy it.
You have to have an open mind. It's not always going to be easy, but it's about holding your nerve and keeping going, you know, when sometimes the going gets a little bit tough.
You've got to love what you're doing. You've got to be very passionate about it. It's got to grow with you.
You actually keep learning, you keep developing. And I probably learned as much in the last year and the year before and the year before that as I did during my PhD process as well. So there's a definite lifelong learning element to doing to an academic career, and a PhD is a really important part of that. But you keep learning, you keep developing after that PhD as well.
When you find something that is original and excited about it, I know some people will find that quite, that's strange. But it's when you find something original that you haven't read anywhere through all your looking through your literature and your different, and you find something that hasn't been mentioned anywhere. Not that you've found it, but that's good. That's exciting.
That a PhD is one of the most exciting things you can do in your academic career. And it's a chance to really focus on your own niche interests and indulge in reading and writing. And if you're in the arts, making artwork and reflecting on that artwork. And that's something that you don't have the privilege of getting again necessarily in your career.